This week, lots of news from the Dubai Air Show, including the purchase of the majority of the Canadian segment of Diamond Aircraft by a Dubai firm. And Boeing and Airbus pick up major orders from Middle Eastern airlines. I'm Ashley Hale. Welcome to the first edition of Airborne on Aero-TV. Midwar Financial Group and Diamond Aircraft Holdings have announced that an agreement has been signed for the acquisition of a majority interest of Diamond Aircraft Holdings Canada. In addition to a range of Diamond Aircraft's gasoline-powered piston aircraft, the agreement also includes the D-Jet program. Midwar CEO Jamil Marmarchi says he sees great potential in the D-Jet program and that he believes that the model currently in development is only the first of what could become a line of Diamond jets. He also says he is bullish on the piston line for training and personal transportation. Diamond Group Chairman Christian Dries says that the partnership will enhance the value of the Diamond brand. Boeing picked up orders for both its 777 and 787 airplanes during the Dubai Air Show this week. Emirates confirmed an order for 50 Boeing 777-300ERs, plus options for an additional 20 jetliners. The total orders, including engines and maintenance, has a value of $18 billion, making this the single largest commercial airplane order in Boeing's history by dollar value. Later in the week, Oman Air, Sultanate of Oman's flagship carrier, announced an order for 6 Boeing 787-8s. The airline completed an arrangement with Boeing and Kuwait-based leasing company Alafco to transfer existing orders for the 6 Dreamliners from Alafco to Oman Air. Boeing has not yet released detailed sales figures for the show, but says that orders and options are just shy of $20 billion for the show. There was some drama associated with the big order announcement by Airbus from Qatar Airways. The airline's often unpredictable CEO, Akbar Al-Bakr, stalled a $6.5 billion deal for 5 A380s and 50 A320neos, threatening to cancel the deal completely, according to a report in Reuters. But after hastily canceling the announcement, Airbus and Qatar Airways rescheduled a few hours later to say the deal was going through. Al-Bakr had reportedly said that Airbus is still learning how to make airplanes because of recently announced delays in the A350 program. Qatar Airways is the launch customer for the new composite wide-body jet. In all, Airbus said it won 211 orders and commitments worth $20.5 billion at Dubai. Barnstorming is the name of Jim Campbell's popular editorial commentaries that appear online on the Aero-News network. Now these short editorial insights will not only be supplied to Airborne by ANN's irascible editor-in-chief, but will be open to others with viewpoints and insights that deserve to be heard by those who look to ANN for aviation news, guidance, and information worldwide. This week, Jim talks about leadership.
Let's talk about one word and one word only. Let's talk about leadership. And here's my 60 seconds. Right now, aviation is showing a real deficit in the leadership department. We've had some amazing personalities, especially in GA throughout the years, and they're all but gone. Jack Pelton has been retired. He didn't retire, he was retired. And the fact of the matter is he was a very effective spokesman. Alan Klattmeyer was booted out of Cirrus under questionable circumstances in a power struggle. Now he's trying to build another company. He's doing fairly well at that, but he is going to be very busy and probably too busy to take up a leadership position. Piper has new leadership, their 4th in 30 months, and it's going to take time for him to be able to settle in, find his way through the company before he can possibly take a role overall in the aviation community. Peter Marr at Diamond is a phenomenally intelligent and very crafty guy, but stays away from the limelight. There are others out there. We really wonder at this stage of the game when somebody from GA is going to step forward and do the things necessary and say the things necessary to provide the pointy end of the spear in the assault GA must make on the misinformation, the mischaracterization, and the malaise that has befallen this industry. We need some leadership, and we need it now. Any takers? For Aero-News and Aero-TV, I'm Jim Campbell.
You're watching Airborne. More in a moment.
Redbird Skyport is a multifaceted aviation laboratory charged with developing innovative solutions to the issues facing the industry.
It started out as a vision for a laboratory where we could objectively measure the systems and the processes that we were developing. Being able to put some objective measures behind the anecdotal evidence that we have about the value of motion and the application of this technology is very, very important, because until we can objectively measure it and play that data back, we can't design training systems that make the best use of it.
For more information about Redbird flight simulations, as well as Redbird's new Skyport, visit www.redbirdflightsimulations.com or www.redbirdskyport.com.
ANN learned this week that people waiting for delivery of their Cessna Skycatcher will now have to pony up $40,000 more than their original contract price for airplanes delivered after January 1st. In a letter sent to buyers holding delivery positions on the LSA, one of which was forwarded to ANN, Cessna announced a dramatic price increase bundled with a list of 7 new standard features, including a GDU 375 multifunction display, PM3000 intercom, and a 2-year warranty on airframe and avionics. If a buyer can afford it, he or she can bump up their delivery position to before the end of the year and still pay the lower price for the airplane. But the letter states that the new price will be for every aircraft delivered after the first of the year. Cessna also gives buyers the options of a refund of their $5,000 deposit. ANN was on hand for the November 8th opening of the Redbird Skyport in San Marcos, Texas. Redbird Skyport is a multifaceted aviation research and development laboratory, the culmination of the efforts of Redbird Flight Simulations and King Schools, and is supported by a growing number of industry partners. Skyport is designed to be the first step in developing solutions to the challenges of a shrinking pilot population, staggering student dropout rates, and the ever-increasing cost of flight training. The Innovative Aviation Laboratory will include a full-service FBO, flight school, and aviation experience center. All aspects of the project will provide a test bed for innovative hardware, software, business processes, and ideas with the goal of revitalizing general aviation. The board of directors of GAMA have selected Carolyn Daniels, chairman and CEO of ATP, as GAMA's chairman for 2012. Daniels previously served as GAMA's vice chairman of the board and as chairman of GAMA's safety committee. Brad Motier, vice president and general manager of business and general aviation at GE Aviation, has been selected as GAMA's vice chairman. Motier will also continue to serve as chairman of the technical policy committee throughout the coming year. Also this week, GAMA voted to add rotorcraft manufacturers to its potential member base and accepted Bell Helicopters as the first rotary wing manufacturer as a member of the organization. And speaking of helicopters, Robinson Helicopters delivered the 10,000th helicopter to come off its production line November 10th, an R-44 which is headed for Robinson's dealer in Brazil. And now it's time for AVW, our Aero video of the week. We're going to take you higher than an airship has ever flown before, to the fringe of space. A company called JP Aerospace, which describes itself as a volunteer-based do-it-yourself space program, is working on an airship-to-orbit project. It recently flew an airship to 95,085 feet. That's one high-flying, lighter-than-air aircraft. If you have a video you'd like us to consider for AVW, or a suggestion for a story for Airborne, Aero-TV, our website, or our podcast, send us the information in an email to news-spy@aero-news.net. In just a moment, David Riggs goes directly to jail, and Michael O'Leary stirs the pot again. I'm Ashley Hale, and you're Airborne on Aero-TV.
The DFC-90 all-digital attitude-based autopilot delivers significant performance and safety improvements over previous generation systems. Its innovative flight envelope protection guards against autopilot-induced stalls, and the straight and level mode provides one-button recovery from unusual attitudes for an added measure of safety. Immensely popular within the cirrus community, the DFC-90 is now being made available for a growing list of aircraft including Piper Matrix and Mirage, Cessna 182s, and Beech Bonanzas and Barons. Fly with confidence. Fly with DFC-90.
Thanks for joining us this week. You can find more detail on the stories in this edition of Airborne in the archives at aero-news.net. David G. Briggs, who recently had his conviction for a dangerous high-speed jet buzz job over the Santa Monica Pier in 2008, upheld by an LA appellate court, was sent to jail Wednesday after a judge affirmed his 2010 conviction. Riggs will also have to pay $6,000 in court costs and associated fines and fees, as well as perform community service. Riggs became a pilot in 1984 and has had multiple convictions for wire fraud, bank fraud, and passport fraud. The stunt was to promote the movie Kerosene Cowboys, which was never released. Riggs' pilot certificate was revoked by the FAA, but later reinstated. The current 60-day jail sentence may wind up being considerably shorter due to well-known problems with overcrowding of the LA County jail network. But the 60 days of community service cleaning up the beach near the Santa Monica Pier he buzzed are expected to be served out in their entirety. In a ceremony in the rotunda of the U.S. Capitol Wednesday, Congress honored 4 U.S. astronauts with a Congressional Gold Medal, the highest government honor that can be bestowed on a civilian. Mercury astronaut and former Senator John Glenn, along with the crew of Apollo 11, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins, were presented the award by NASA Administrator Charles Bolden and a bipartisan group of congressional leaders. "Gentlemen, heroes or not, yours were heroic acts," said House Speaker John Boehner. "Today we add to your many honors with respect and gratitude the Congressional Gold Medal." Airport authorities in Jacksonville, Florida are taking a proactive step towards airport noise by giving nearby residents a way to report noise events online. ANN's Tom Patton has the story.
Well, Ashley, anybody who's ever flown in and out of an airport with homes nearby knows that eventually the neighbors are going to complain about the noise. And that's long been the case here in ANN's backyard, particularly around Jacksonville Executive Airport at Craig Field, which is surrounded by residential, commercial, and light industrial properties. The Jacksonville Aviation Authority this week took a proactive step that other airports will likely be watching. They added the WebTrack flight tracking and noise information system to the Jacksonville Executive Airport page of the JAA website. Now, WebTrack is a system that allows individuals to watch the movements of flights to, from, and overflying all 4 airports in the JAA system. And if a resident wishes to report a noise event, all he or she has to do is log on to the WebTrack system to view the flights that may have created the noise issue and submit an online complaint to JAA. Airport Executive Director Steve Grossman said the authority wants residents to have this tool so they can report any issues in their area. For Airborne, I'm Tom Patton.
The FAA's recent announcement that it will begin charging a fee for chart downloads that are currently free to anyone has drawn a sharp rebuke from the IMC Club International. Popular tablet and smartphone apps like WingX currently use charts published by the Aero-Nav division of the FAA, and the agency is proposing a fee for the download of updated charts beginning April 5th of next year. In a written statement, the president and board of directors of the IMC Club called the move a sad and dangerous precedent for the future of aviation in the United States. The group contends, quote, "It will open the door to imposing future additional charges such as weather briefings, calls to ATC while en route, and formally free usage of the ATC system." And finally, it's difficult to know if Ryanair CEO Michael O'Leary is serious or if this is just another one of the airline executives' outrageous trial balloons designed to generate some buzz about the low-cost carrier. But if the objective is the latter, it certainly had that effect. London tabloids, including The Sun, reported that O'Leary has suggested a Ryanair app for smartphones and tablet devices that would have a broad range of in-flight entertainment, including some that may not be appropriate for general audiences, according to a story appearing in USA Today. The group Morality and Media issued a news release calling all U.S. citizens and engaging more than 50 European pro-family organizations to contact Ryanair, protesting the development of the app. "We will stop this outrage before it gets started," said Don Hawkins, executive director of MEM. Get real-time 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at Aero-News.net. If you would like to submit a story or news tip for Airborne, Aero-TV, our website, or podcast, send us an email to news-spy@Aero-News.net. And join us again next week for another edition of Airborne here on Aero-TV. I'm Ashley Hale. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.